Hello everyone, Thursday, September 5th, 2019. Of course, yesterday was New Comic Book Day, which means right now, today is New Comic Book Video time. Yesterday, just like it seems every week, is just a huge day for books, and some really nice titles came out. So we are going to jump right into the books. The first ones I'm going to show are from Marvel. So here we go. Immortal Hulk number 23. That is just a wicked looking cover right there. I saw that cover, I was like, yeah, I'm all over that. Fix this real quick here so I can lay the books down. Marvel Comics presents number 7, second printing. Really nice cover there as well. And of course, the books that are absolute, well, we'll go to this one first. Symbiote Spider-Man, Absolute Carnage. Symbiote, however you want to pronounce it. I just kind of like that whole thing where, you know, black suit Spider-Man and the camera lens right there. Saw that, was like, you know what, that's a pretty nice looking one. Just tons of those Carnage covers coming out. They're just starting to really flood the market with it, and you can kind of see, you know, some shops have a lot of different covers on there because people are kind of slowing down on buying the multiple covers of the Carnage books. But you know, if the cover is hot and the cover looks good, people are going to buy it. But there's just a whole lot of them hitting the market right now. Of course, one of the hottest books out right now that are selling very, very well. This is House of X number 4. It's the regular cover here. This is what they call the flower cover here. House of X number 4 of 6. There's that. And of course, the ones everybody tries to find, the connecting covers right here. The second half of this connecting cover is supposed to come out next week on Powers of X number 4, but we will see if the shops get them in. A lot of these books had come in damaged, so I was very lucky to get a cover of that right there, a copy. That was it for Marvel. We're going to jump right into DC right now. This is, of course, a reprint, cover-to-cover reprint with advertisements. Batman 181. First Poison Ivy. Doomsday Clock number 11. The only thing hurting this book, even though the storyline is super, super good, or it's, you know, really enjoyable, just taking way too long between issues. You know, at least 2 months between issues, which is just too long for that. So here it is here. One more issue available after this. Batman Curse of the White Knight number 2 from DC Black. I do enjoy the DC Black storylines. I'm always going to keep buying them. I am not enjoying, of course, the Superman portions of the DC Black. I think that's a terrible storyline by Miller and Romita Jr. This is Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy number 1. Poison Ivy cover. Harley Quinn cover. They said this was a connecting cover, but a lot of you probably already know this. Really isn't a connecting cover because you have to overlap the book to get the covers to match. Really, really poor job on that. You can kind of see it. Just connecting cover should be like this. It's kind of an overlap cover. It's really going to be hard to show that book off. Cool concept, cool cover, but poorly executed by DC. Batman versus Ra's al Ghul number 1, black and white version here. And the Neal Adams cover here. There's old Neal's signature right there on the bottom. Really cool. Book I'm kind of enjoying, Lois Lane. This is book number 3. It is a 12-issue miniseries. I just thought that was a kind of a simple looking cover, but a really strong cover. You know, bloody news. There it is. And a book I am looking forward to reading. This is The Deceasing. This is, I probably said that wrong because some of these words I just don't do very well with. Based on the true case files of the Waynes, Deceased, A Good Day to Die, number 1. Really cool looking cover right there. I do love that cover. And that is the books I picked up, Marvel and DC. And now, as always, we are going to jump into the independent portion of our show. And again, tons of independent books. First one from Absolute Comics, Amped. Number 1. The only knock I have on these comics, super thin. $4.99 price, and is just a super thin comic. Not a whole lot of pages in there. And, you know, good concepts. They do great stories, just really minimal on their thickness of book for price point. And of course, the big book of the week from Image is Spawn 300. Tons and tons of covers. These are the covers I picked up. There's cover 1 here. No particular order. This is the Campbell cover right here. Virgin variant portion of that right there. Really cool. I love the stained glass in the background. This is Capullo and McFarlane, black and white. And of course, my favorite cover, which seemed to be everybody's favorite cover, is the 300 Homage right there. Really cool. And this was the one that was selling out really fast right here. And then, of course, there was a ton of variants. They really went overboard on that. So when it came to this here, there is a new character, of course, a new She-Spawn, which I think is going to be pretty cool. But so many covers. Just pick the covers that you like. My favorite book of the week right here is Something is Killing the Children. This is from Boom Studios, number 1. This was cover A. This was a Virgin cover here. And then this is the cover that everybody was trying to get. A lot of shops didn't get a lot of these. This was something that was being pushed real hard by previews. It was on their cover of their order form at one point, the original cover, cover A, and I thought they would do a better job of getting it out there. So a shop I went to, I ordered this really heavy for myself because it kind of falls under the genre that I like, but they had a lot of covers, but a lot of shops didn't get a whole lot of them, so that was kind of surprising to me. Aftershock, Dark Red number 6. I read this issue. I did like this issue right here. Again, I had some disappointments in the previous couple of issues, but this is kind of piquing my interest again, where the story went, so I'm happy with that. Space Bandits, number 3. The awesome book from Image this week, Battle Pug, number 1. Seeing a pug being ridden by somebody in the battle, how would you not buy that for any in your collection? Battle Pug number 1, great cover. Cover purchase right here, Grim Fairy Tales, 5 standalone stories. This is the fall 2019 issue from Zenescope. Cover purchase right there. Again, like we stated before, Zenescope does the best female art, I think, out there right now. Of course, they're not talking about Artgerm or things like that, but Zenescope has always done a really good job with their female character drawings. And then this is Oz number 5, Heart of Magic. Again, another cover purchase right there. Animosity number 23. From Devil's Due Comics, this is Boogie Heads number 2, a 450 comic. Devil's Due short print run, but it was a pretty cool story. I read this one. Again, just one of those, small independent press companies. That books always seem to get real popular by speculators. And then this was the other cover here, Boogie Heads. From Action Lab, Going to the Chapel, number 1. Couple different covers on this. It's cover A, going to the church with a little shotgun action. And then the other cover, that is the true epitome right there of a shotgun wedding. There's that. And then White Widow came out with a couple of additional printings. It's a second print right here. White Widow number 2. There's that there. This is a foil cover they did. Really cool cover right there. All foil cover. A little expensive, but it's a cool cover nevertheless. And then another cover here which I kind of like the black suit on her. I thought that was a pretty cool concept with the blue lettering. Again, really cool covers on this, and the story is pretty decent, so there was that. And then that's what I picked up new this week. And then last week was a small library show. Nothing really great at the library show. You know, walked around, but I did pick up a book because if I'm going somewhere, I'm gonna, you know, buy it. This was a Deceased #1 variant cover right here. Of course, that is the famous Alex Ross pose done by another artist. I believe his name is Sudam. Right there. Really cool cover there. So I grabbed that because obviously, as you can tell, I'm a Joker fan. So there was that there. So that's what we picked up. So again, really, really big week for books. And then I had a question from a viewer. He was asking, he says, you know, you say you want high grade books. Why don't you just buy them online? And why would you, you know, waste your time hunting for books when you can just go online and order stuff already graded and in the grade that you want? And well, it's real simple. I come from an era where the financial cost factor of a book, or the financial, what's the word I'm looking for? The amount a book is worth doesn't hold a whole lot of weight with me. I collect because I love to collect. In fact, you know, even though I do sell books, I understand that. But my motivation to be in the industry is not driven by financial endgame. I don't care if a book is, you know, $50, $60, $70. The thrill for me is being able to go out and hunt for a high grade vintage book. That's what makes it enjoyable for me. I can buy books online. I can buy pretty much anything I want online, but that takes away some of the enjoyment for me. The fact that you got to go through and you look and you hunt and you look at old boxes and dirty boxes and little tiny comic shops when you travel around or when you go to these shows, the ability to find a raw book in a high grade, especially a lot of those golden age books and the pre-code stuff I've been showing that I've been able to pick up in the last 6 to 8 months. Finding something like that, to me, that's like hitting a home run. That's a jackpot for me, because the fact that it wasn't graded by the person who owned it and you get it for a price that you feel is fair, paying for a book like that, to me, that's what it's all about. Again, I could buy what I wanted to, but it takes away some of the enjoyment of that. And, you know, there are a lot of people who don't want to do that because their sole motivation is flipping books. And that's okay. If you want to be a flipper, be a flipper. You guys know my stance on that. My enjoyment comes, I know a lot of you have sent me messages and said the same thing, that you enjoy the same thing, is the hunt to find that high grade book, whether it be a super high grade key or even just some high grade filler books you're looking to complete runs, or just put in inventory like I do, because I have pretty much all the runs of books that I want right now. Everything I buy that's high grade is just going into an inventory for the one time that I do reopen a space. And I am looking forward to that because, again, like I stated, condition and reputation of grading, which I've taken a long time to build, means a lot to me. So I want to be able to keep that certain standard and that certain level of trust and inventory to back up my claims of my grading ability and the high grade items in which I have. So I hope that answered your question. Again, it's all about the hunt for me. It doesn't matter if I can just pay $200 for a book and get it in a 9.6 when I can spend maybe a year looking for that book and finding it raw, because everything I have, for the most part, 99% of all my books are raw. So there was that. So that's pretty much all we have this week. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And again, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate the people who watch the channel, the people who give me the thumbs up. If you're a subscriber, thank you so very much. If you're not a subscriber and you enjoyed the content of the channel, please subscribe and then let people know about the channel if you think they'd enjoy it as well. So that's pretty much all we have. I am going to do a movie video coming up in the next in the next week or so, because Halloween is coming up on us fast and furious, even though we are just in the early part of September, and people always seem to enjoy the horror movies that I show, a lot of the B movies. So I'm going to do one of those videos. So thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the video. But as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great day, and I'll see you in a few days.